Hello and welcome to our course on the history of the Mexican Revolution. My name is Brandon Morgan and I am the instructor for this course. I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you through your insights into the story of the Mexican Revolution. And I know that there are probably some of us who have some familiarity with that event and others who don't. Hopefully the course is designed in such a way that this will be a great opportunity for all of us, no matter how much background information you already have about the Mexican Revolution. In this video, I just want to walk you through the way that our course is set up, just so that you know how things are designed. I try to make I tried to design the course in such a way that we would have assignments that recur, so that once you're kind of up to speed with what we'll be doing, you'll be all set to go, especially because this is such a short 4-week summer course. So with no further ado, let me jump into the course navigation. This is our course landing page. As you scroll down, you can click here for my contact information and a more in-depth information about myself, my background in education and otherwise. Um, I do have a new book coming out in August I'm very excited about, that deals with Pancho Villa, a little bit about the Mexican Revolution, a lot about the New Mexico-Chihuahua border. So I'm happy to announce that as we're starting our class this month. You can also find a link to the course syllabus here. This video will live here and also in Module 1 so that you can familiarize yourself with the course. And then as you scroll down, you'll see my contact information at a glance. This is the link that you can use for virtual office hours. And then if you need information about the university book fee or about digital course materials, you can use these links here. Most importantly, when you click on this photo, it'll take you to the module that we are currently working on in the class. I do want to add the disclaimer that I have to manually update this, so every now and then I get behind. But if that's the case, you'll land on the previous module, and then you can just click next at the bottom to continue forward. But I'll do my best to keep up. But I am human, and sometimes I do fall a little behind. Module 1's a little different than most, just because this is where we're going to orient ourselves to the course, get used to the various tools that we'll be using for our course assignments and so on. So please, do read through the syllabus, read through this description of the course. Again, here's another link to the syllabus, a link to our discussion board guidelines. So what I've done is I have the instructions for all of the various assignments we'll be completing, and there's just these 4 types. Available via Google Docs. If you've already read the syllabus since I sent it out ahead of time, you may already be familiar with these. So again, you'll see the discussion board guidelines, the reading comments assignment, as well as a video tutorial for how to use Mastodon. That's the platform we'll be using for that assignment. There is information about the blog assignment, so you'll want to read through that and then get started with Medium. That's the blogging site that we'll be using, where we can all post our blogs on the same publication together and comment on each other's work, read and comment on. So that's why I have a link to a spreadsheet. You'll click there and add your username so that I'll be able to add everyone as a writer on our shared blog. This link will take you to the discussion board, where you'll do your introduction to other members of the class. My apologies. I was trying not to sneeze. All right, I made it. So you'll do a personal introduction to the class in Module 1, and then a brief introduction to the history of the Mexican Revolution. I have a video here that talks about the different books we'll be reading over our time together on the Revolution. This video is slightly outdated, as I've noted here. This semester, we're reading a book called Bad Mexicans. That's the extra book that those of you in the graduate student section of the course, 566, will be reading. In the video, I talk about a book called Unrevolutionary Mexico. I used that one a couple of years ago. I'm hoping to update this between now and then, but things happen. And so I'm letting you know that's the case, just in case. The video is still worthwhile because I do talk about all of the other books and how to approach them, especially because our time together is so short and history is a very heavily reading-based discipline. So I give you some hints and ideas about how to work through all of the readings that we'll be doing. So I embedded that video here, even though this step is to just start to kind of dip your toe into the history of the Mexican Revolution by choosing any two of the readings listed here. There are links to the articles, if it's an article, or Wasserman is one of the books assigned for class. So you'll find that either in Brightwave or hard copy if you've purchased the book that way. So you'll choose two of those, and then you will post 4 to 5 brief comments on Mastodon. So this is also helping us get started with Mastodon, learning how to use it and engage with it as we get to start knowing something about the Mexican Revolution. And then once you post your 4 to 5 brief comments, you'll do 2 to 3 brief replies. That differs a little bit from the typical reading comments assignment, where you'll do 10 original brief comments and then 5 replies. So just to point that out. As you scroll down then, after you've done Mastodon, every module has a self-assessment and looking ahead section. It gives you the due date for the end of that module when all of this needs to be done. And you can read through here and just kind of check off, did I do all these things? And if you can check yes to all of those, then you're good to go, and you can move on to the next module. I'm going to move my head here for a second because the buttons for previous and next, if you've navigated in Canvas before, are here at the bottom of the module. And I don't put various pages in each of my modules, as you'll see. I put each module all on one page in Canvas, and that's probably has pros and cons, but that's the way things are set up here. Module 2 is more typical of what you'll see in our class. So there's always an introduction to the specific historical period that we'll be covering, and then the objectives in terms of the historical content that we'll be studying, and a list of the readings to do. I added the how to read for this class video here again, just in case you missed it in Module 1, because this is where we really delve into the readings for the class. We'll be using the Gonzalez book, The Mexican Revolution, and Castro, Radio and Revolution, and Wasserman. Those 3 are the ones that we'll be reading kind of together throughout the entire course. So those are the most important books to have, and we'll be focusing on those. Each module includes some videos and or podcasts, and as it says there in the highlighted section, these aren't required, but they are there as supplemental materials, just to give you another angle, another perspective on what we're studying. It might help you better understand and contextualize the readings if you could use that. But again, there's a lot here, and you're not expected to view all of them. You are expected in Module 2 to complete reading comments. So that's on Mastodon. You'll already be familiar with that by the time you get here. And then there's a link to our course hashtag on Mastodon. So you can click that, go straight there, and that's where you will post your comments. As I mentioned, for the discussion boards, there are some guidelines. You can read those and then follow that to the discussion itself, where you will complete that work for Module 2. As with the first one, a self-assessment and looking ahead, you can make sure you've done everything, and then you can go ahead and click next. I'm only going to show you one more of these because Module 3 is a little unique. It goes for the whole week because this is the week of the 4th of July. So I know that you'll be taking time off. I didn't want to put 2 different modules during that week. On the odd modules, we will do a blog post as our main assignment. So you'll have modules like 2, 4, and 6, where you will do reading comments and a discussion, like I just showed you. And then for modules 3, 5, and 7, you will do a blog post. There are the guidelines for the posts, a link to the spreadsheet again, in case you didn't add your username for Medium yet. Hopefully you've done it by the time you get here, but just in case. And then the link to our class Medium publication so that you can go ahead and write your post. The blog posts always have a prompt, so please respond to the prompt that is given to you there. It will relate directly to what we've read, not just for Module 3, but you could also dip back into Module 2 and that'll also be the case. Once you get to the blog post for Module 5, you might dip back to earlier materials as well for answering those questions. Again, as always, self-assessment and looking ahead. This is how you navigate the course. If you want to jump to just seeing the assignments, you can click here and go straight to a discussion or a blog post. These are in order of how they fall in the course. The syllabus section contains another link to the syllabus, but it also contains links to the various assignments that we'll be completing. So the reading comments, for example, the blogs. If you want to just go straight to those assignment guidelines, you can. The reason I point this out right now, though, is one thing I haven't talked about is the final project. There will be some time following Module 7. The very last few days of our course will be dedicated to this project. It focuses on the book, The Underdogs, as it's translated in English, Los de Abajo, as it was originally penned in Spanish. You will read this book and answer this prompt. So again, using that book and the documents from Wasserman, other readings we've done over the whole course, to think about and critique the social aspects of the Mexican Revolution. And by the time you get there, you'll know, exactly what that means and what to do. So this is there for you. As I scroll down, I wanted to point out that this doesn't have to be an essay, this final project. It can be, absolutely can be, if that's what you're most comfortable with. But if you would rather create a digital project, that could be a slideshow in PowerPoint or Google Slides. It could be a video, it could be a Prezi, it could be a visual blog like Tumblr or Adobe Express. If you wanted to jump into a Twitter feed that tell a certain story, you could do that. There are a lot of options here. I want to leave it open-ended so that you can approach this in the way that you are most comfortable with, that allows you to be creative and allows you to get into the book and the major takeaways from your study of the Mexican Revolution. So that's the course in a nutshell. I've just walked through little snippets of everything that we'll be doing. So please don't feel overwhelmed. We have the entire 4 weeks. It's a short time, but we have the entire 4 weeks to complete these assignments. Whenever you have any questions about anything relative to the course, how to use a platform, how to navigate the course in Canvas, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I'm here to have conversations about the Mexican Revolution, and I'm very much looking forward to getting to know each of you this term.